Saturday, February 5th, 2021. I'm just going over some of this morning's headlines. It's late in the afternoon or evening, early evening. They had something on about these smaller airlines I've never even heard of. It says on the side of it, Airbus, Airbus. And then it has some airport I've never even heard of inside of New York. I just don't know where in New York this actual airport is. Because these are not things that are spoken of to the local population. I mean, they don't even speak of aviation as a career and as, again, what airports are in New York. Off the top of my head, it would be JFK, LaGuardia, and MacArthur, the lesser known one. But other than that, I've never even heard of, they put up a different airport. I've never even heard of it. That's how poor the communication and the teachings are since I've been here.
And we're back now on GMA with how you can cash in on the competition in the skies right before airfare is expected to rise for the spring and summer.
Now, interestingly enough, how do you enjoy or partake in any of these activities with airfare if you wanted to go somewhere? Considering that there's no money or stipend or currency that's just given to the public in order to afford such things. And income, jobs, earning, or careers don't actually exist. They exist in some, for lack of a better term, metaphysical space where you sit in front of some box, you push some keys, but not everybody is even guaranteed that level of mind-numbing activity in order to earn some piece of money mechanics where one can provide for oneself.
We're talking about new, smaller airlines offering some big savings. Take a look. They're the new airlines you've probably never heard of. Breeze, AHA, Avelo, Play, offering prices that are sure to make you do a double take. New Haven to Palm Beach, $98 round trip. New York to Charleston, $94. Then there's the new international carrier offering rock bottom prices, Play. Baltimore to Paris, about $400 round trip. The company servicing Iceland and Europe, now with routes from the U.S. Birgit Johnson is the CEO.
Like everything in life, you go into a restaurant and you pay for what you use and what you want to have. And same with airlines. If you travel with hand baggage, only one luggage, you pay less.
These airlines tend to fly underserved routes from alternative airports. For example, instead of JFK or Newark, you might fly from...
Never even heard of this. I have no idea. What town that's in. Stewart International Airport? No idea. If they don't put up a map.
Stewart International, about 80 miles from Manhattan. Scott Keyes of Scott's Cheap Flights is watching the trend. Some of these smaller airlines are putting pressure on these bigger airlines, right?
Budget airlines are the reason we are living in the golden age of cheap flights. And it's not because everybody...
Now here's what's interesting. He was wearing a shirt on a different program that said Scotto or Scott on it. But that was a day or the same day that they let out the fact that some woman, Scott, donated like 133 plus M value of some sort to something called a CIS in some cryptic system that, I mean, I was never taught about in going to the average New Yorker, the absolute average New Yorker that relies on this system they insisted on building in to my health paradigm and my living paradigm So somebody could make coin and make services and build something while time's just ticking down and there's more serious issues going on.
Everybody's flying budget airlines, basic economy on Delta and United and American and others is no accident. That is a direct response to the budget airlines.
But when it comes to new airlines, what do we know about safety?
And I had a conversation with two of my sons this evening. I alerted them to the domestic violence that I received just on Long Island going out unsuspectingly, and why I was so cautious with them as children. Not to let people in and not to go out with them as often as perhaps, I mean, it was their normal, but whatever. They had the neighbors that they played with. But I had mentioned originally Rice Krispies, realizing that they don't sell them in the stores anymore. As I was speaking to the kids, they do sell a candy. It's the weirdest candy. It's like you buy it once and then you never buy it again kind of a candy. It's called Pop Rocks. It gives this weird, I don't know, what, like energy, like transference feel on the tongue between, it's like they sizzle inside your mouth. That was the feeling in the back of the throat yesterday as I laid down inside internally. And I said to my son Alex, I said, I wonder, with all of this new electronic equipment where I feel like everything has a plug, it's just, I wonder, like with Bluetooth, is it constantly sending out signals like a beacon, or like is there a way to turn it off? It was just weird that it would happen in the middle of my throat, but without any candy involved. It's just what the sensation was like, and it was like a sizzling or like a popping that was created. I don't know why, just randomly. It stayed for a little while and then it stopped.
Just because it's a new airline doesn't mean they're flying different planes that haven't been flown before. The pilots, the planes, the airports, it's all virtually the same as it was before.
But there are things you need to look out for. Those prices we showed you there, that's just for the bare minimum. No seat assignment, just one personal item. You're going to have to pay extra for luggage. So remember that when you're comparing prices with the bigger airlines. And we will be right back with our play of the day.
People everywhere living with type 2.
It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken. I just watched a movie, for lack of news updates today, and it was called Anchorman. One second. It was called Anchorman. I had heard of it before, but I had never seen it before. It was interesting how at the end, the Anchorman and the bears, the Kodiak bears no less, and then there was the dog the scruffy dog that came in, tried to quell the fight between the humans, the Kodiak bears, or the Anchormen being the humans, the Kodiak bears. After one woman fell into the gigantic fight, or the gigantic arena, and then he jumped in, and then the Anchorman jumped in, and then they awoke the bears by accident, and then they had to try to get out. It's February 5th, 2022. It's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.